Franchise.
Get in like the Marines.
Franchise.
Yeah. We're
Franchise.
in.
Franchise. Franchise the damn thing.
Welcome, Franchise Addicts, a podcast covering every film in a given franchise. My name is Luke,
And I'm Chris.
and this week we are starting our coverage of the 28 zombie films. Not 28 in total, but the number 28 is important to them.
28 days, weeks,
Years?
years, decades? Question mark?
We'll see.
Maybe.
Maybe a fourth film. Beginning with Danny Boyle and Alex Garland's explosive film, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, this is a good one. Well, oh gosh, spoiler. I shouldn't have given away what I think. I mean, it's okay. We'll
It's
see.
got a lot of ins, got a lot of outs.
But what is not? I mean, it doesn't look very good. We'll get to that right away.
It was filmed with a potato.
It made my head hurt. Made me feel like I was withdrawing off of like SSRI medication while watching it.
I loved it. I thought it looked fantastic.
What did you?
I mean,
okay.
not like it doesn't literally look fantastic. It looks like it was shot with one of the first portable digital camcorders ever made, which it was.
Yeah, I don't know, like if I watched it on my TV, I don't have the best TV. My TV is like 10 years old. It looked really weird. Like it's almost like the conversion. Like I would have liked to know, how did this movie look when it actually came out? Because what I was watching, it was not that.
I think it looks exactly how it's supposed to look. I think that's part of the artistic genius within the movie. It does capture the time. Because it's literally being shot on a Canon XL1 mini DV camcorder. I looked it up. It looks like your parents that they, recorded your Little League games with. And just as it's moving from, the big ones with the VHS or even the small little tapes in it, and you plug those in, put them up on the TV through the VCR, and they looked shitty.
Yeah.
That's why this looks the way it looks. It's done so on purpose. I think it makes the movie in a way timeless, because it does. I think you had mentioned this. It does look like it's security camera footage.
Yeah, sometimes, and I really do think that my viewing experience was slightly different because I think my TV is a little weird, but
Sure.
Yeah, I think sometimes I got the security camera footage vibe, but other times I wasn't sure. But I guess what you're saying is it always looked the same.
Yeah. This is exactly how I remember when I first watched it in high school. It
Okay.
looks exactly the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me. And maybe I just prefer or buy into that version of filmmaking a little bit more than you do.
I think I would be. I almost want to pull it up. I think there was something a little extra off because I really was like, this looks like so much shit.
Well,
Especially getting used to it.
And we'll get into the beginning. I think the beginning of the movie, if Danny Boyle could have that one back, I think he'd do it a little bit differently because it kind of looks like 12 Monkeys a little bit, and Brazil, which, not surprisingly, same director.
Did he do 12 Monkeys?
No, not Danny Boyle. No, the guy who was
Did
the director
Brazil-
for 12 Monkeys also did Brazil.
Okay.
Which is the guy from Monty Python.
Terry Gilliam?
Terry Gilliam.
I didn't know he did 12 Monkeys.
He did.
Also, Brazil, never seen. I know about it.
Woof.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's very heady, very heavy-handed satirical.
Okay.
Um,
I just remember seeing the cover all the time in the videos.
it is a cool cover.
Yeah.
It's a very cool poster.
Okay.
But we were talking about 28 Days Later,
Yeah,
not
let's
Brazil.
get-
We could talk about Brazil if you really wanted to. This film was released in the UK in 2002, wide release to the US 2003.
Okay. I didn't know that it was a little earlier there.
Director Danny Boyle, writer Alex Garland, who at this time had kind of come to the scene with a little movie called The Beach.
Okay, yeah, in the year 2000.
Yeah,
That-
Leonardo
okay.
DiCaprio.
So that was his first thing.
Well, that was what Alex Garland kind of came to Hollywood on that. Obviously,
Oh.
Danny Boyle had Trainspotting. Or
Okay.
will have.
Did
The
they
Beach
both
and
work on The
Trainspotting.
Beach together?
Yes.
Okay.
Danny
very
Boyle,
good.
director. Garland wrote The Beach.
Okay.
The Beach is Garland's first book. I believe he had written a book that was then adapted, and that was kind of his jump into Hollywood writing.
Okay. Yeah, another movie I'm aware of but haven't seen. It's good I have a movie podcast.
Because Trainspotting was
98,
the 90s. Yeah,
I believe. Or 96. I was one of the few VHSs that I owned, which I've brought up my VHS collection.
I think I can give a humongous disclosure that I love Trainspotting. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Really? I didn't know that.
I love Danny Boyle. He's made probably three of my top 50 favorite movies.
What did you think about the sequel to Trainspotting?
I never saw it.
Oh yeah, I don't think
Never
I did
saw it.
either. Also, Trainspotting 96.
There you go.
Great soundtrack.
And just absolutely revolutionary.
Yes, super,
bringing
yeah.
that kind of British art house to America, very fast, a lot of dialogue, all that sort of stuff. And it gets stripped away in this movie in a rather brilliant way, in my opinion. Cinematographer is Anthony Dodd Mantle. Him and Boyle are credited with this kind of, as we had talked about, it looks like it's security camera footage. It looks like somebody is following, like it's a documentary crew following this guy around this abandoned city. It's super duper gnarly. It really ramps up the scary factor, I think, when things start moving fast in the background, just because it's not being captured by a smooth sweeping camera that is really capturing our ability to see everything. A lot of things are hidden, the camera's shaking. I think it adds a bunch to it. Composer and the score is credited to John Murphy.
Did you get shaky cam for real?
Oh yeah,
Really? Again,
maybe
maybe
better. It's the illusion of it, just because of the quality of the actual digital film itself.
Okay, yeah, because the whole found footage genre of filmmaking, mainly horror, but anyways, okay, move on.
Yeah, so John Murphy, who did the score, I think the score is fantastic. There's a couple of famous hymn drops in this during impactful parts. The score itself really sets apart a lot of different aspects of this movie. When the scenes really need it, the music kicks in. Won some awards, nothing in the Academy Awards or anything, but was honored in British Film Awards, basically. Had a budget of $8 million.
All right.
In 2003, 2002, that's not a lot of money.
Yeah, that's... to be fair, it shows.
Do you have a guess what the box office for this?
45 million.
Nailed it.
Really?
Legitimately, the domestic box office US 45 mil.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Okay, for those that are listening, I really guessed. That was truly a guess. I do have a computer in front of me. I didn't look.
There you
Wow.
go.
Okay.
Yep.
Coolest thing.
If you add the worldwide gross, 83 million is the top number. So a hugely successful horror movie.
Big success. Yeah, I definitely saw it around the time it came out. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember I saw it, and that it was it was a good film. It was a lot of buzz. It was
Opening weekend 10 mil.
okay.
2002. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it was a bit of a phenomenon then,
Yeah. So inspired sequels and video games, comics. So
there's as I looked through Prime, there was stuff that looked like it was VOD stuff that was almost somehow got the licensing. It was 28.
I think there were comic adaptions of it later on. I don't know if Garland had anything to do with those, but there were other
28 months.
adaptations
There was
about it.
something about 28 months. I don't know. Okay, so
Yeah, there's
people loved it.
Obviously 28 weeks later as the sequel to this, with Danny Boyle and Garland not being involved at all in that movie.
Excited to see that.
The Walking Dead is just a direct rip-off of this movie,
You think?
essentially.
Why?
Yeah, well, so first season, it's a small group of people, or just Rick, the sheriff, in this, trying to get out of the city, the wider city, which Cillian Murphy essentially starts in the middle of the city in the hospital and has to get out in order to get to safety. Obviously, The Walking Dead is stretched out because it's being told in a TV series manner. But then they eventually get to what they think is a safe and secure place run by the governor, who, after learning more about him and staying within that community, they find out is super nefarious.
Who are the real monsters?
Exactly. Are the humans the real monsters?
Yeah. I feel like they always are.
To the monsters, we're the monsters.
Yeah.
And you find out that he's been experimenting with the zombies, the governor in The Walking Dead, and all that sort of weird, fucked up stuff. And then that's essentially what happens at the end of 28 Days Later. So essentially a serialized version of this movie is what at least the first part of The Walking Dead. Now, obviously, The Walking Dead was also based on graphic novels.
I mean, I feel like you always have to start with a person and to like find other people amidst the zombies is, you know, that's gonna always. I feel like that's a very, very common thing to do in a zombie story. Maybe, but you know, saying it was the governor or like, you know, that maybe that aspect is a little spot on with the.
I mean, Days Later. Yes, very broad ideas, zombie, storytelling within, especially the movies, follows similar lines.
Last of Us.
Basically all the time. Yeah.
You like The Last of Us, right?
I don't want to talk about it currently.
All right, yeah.
So let's look at, I have kind of set up the start of the series, these movies as being Danny Boyle, Alex Garland. That's just kind of where the magic starts.
And a little camera.
Yep.
That's 720 resolution.
There you go.
Do we call 720 ADP? Am I saying that right? Or do we not say the ADP if it's under 1080? Or no. No, or is it 1080p?
1080p.
So 720p.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take that out of there. Oh my gosh, no.
720 pixels.
What? Oh my gosh, that was a joke. You know me,
whatever.
guys. I'm always making jokes. That's it. So that was a good one. I was thinking of that last night. All right, let's move on.
So let's do an overview of where Danny Boyle is in his career, where Alex Garland is in their career. So Danny Boyle breaks through Trainspotting 1996. Huge in the international world, especially in British cinema circles, visual style, music integration, raw energy, huge cult movie. Post Trainspotting, not so great.
What are
A Life Less Ordinary, 1997.
Oh, I remember that with Ewan McGregor, and it had a decent soundtrack. I got the soundtrack, and I remember being kind of excited about the movie, and then I couldn't tell you. I don't even know if I saw it, but if I did, I remember nothing.
Yep. And then The Beach. So it goes back to back with big actors. Ian McGregor, who had gotten, just blew up with Trainspotting. Then he was in The Phantom Menace in 99.
Who was? Wait.
Ian McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. But he was already,
1999.
but he was famous before. You can't say The Phantom Menace made him who he was.
I said Trainspotting happened.
Yeah, but and I think he was like, after Trainspotting, I don't know. We'd have to like look at his.
Star Wars is a whole other level, Chris.
Yeah, but like I feel like when he was in Star Wars, he was kind of like, oh yeah, like he is the guy. Like he's been in other stuff. I mean, maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I'm gonna look.
You can look at that as
I
continue
keep
on
going,
here,
keep going.
I continue on here. So the reputation at the time is that he's unpredictable. Huge hit Trainspotting. Next couple movies trying to recreate Trainspotting, a little bit the magic of that with A Life Less Ordinary. Trying to delve a little bit into weird conspiracy type stuff in The Beach. Both didn't work out. 28 Days Later comes along. Huge, bold, stylistic pivot. Shot on digital video. One of the first movies to do that. Super low budget, guerrilla-style location filming. Boyle returns to his gritty roots, reinvigorated by the zombie genre. And his career just, like, skyrockets from there. Oh, shoot.
He was in ER. He was in... So I'm still looking at things that happened with Ewan McGregor after Trainspotting. He was in such things as Emma, the movie with Gwyneth Paltrow. ER. A Life Less Ordinary. I'm trying to look for anything that would establish that he was like a movie star. I mean,
I'm absolutely right on that.
all right. Well, I was just so into Train Spotting as a young boy. I was in like 7th grade. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, this movie's so great when he swims in the toilet and then the baby dies.
So good.
Man, I love that. It's a perfect day when he sinks into the carpet. I mean, it is really cool.
So Danny Boyle, after 28 Days Later, kind of ascends. He comes out with Millions in 2004. Small sentimental story, apparently. Sunshine, which I've told you about, teams back up with Cillian Murphy. A sci-fi space adventure, also written by Garland.
Interesting.
And then Danny Boyle just drops the magic movie, Slumdog Millionaire, 2008. Wins 8 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and he's just kind of a success after that. 127 Hours, great movie. Steve Jobs, one of my favorite movies ever made. And then, I don't know why would people consider Yesterday one of his successes? I don't think anybody thought Yesterday was a success in any way.
I don't know. Question, do you think he's an auteur director, or is he just a famous director that works a lot?
I would not call him an auteur.
Yeah, okay, same. Like, and he's done, like, you know, but it's just like, he just goes from one thing to another, and like, I don't know, like, is there anything about like 120, I don't know, that 127 hours were like, oh wow, this is classic Boyle, or, you know, like, I don't know, to Yesterday, to the Steve Jobs biopic, it just seems like...
I think he has style as a director that transcends the movie that he's currently working on. Like, I can definitely watch a movie and be like, that is a Danny Boyle style movie.
Okay, so okay,
but
maybe.
he doesn't write his movies, so I can't give him auteur status just on that alone.
Okay, very good.
Alex Garland, where's he? So his debut novel is The Beach, written in 1996. Huge cult hit, defined a generation for backpackers. Teams up with Boyle for the film, doesn't go well. 28 Days Later, bang. Gets credited with a just absolutely revolutionary zombie screenplay. Great. And then he just absolutely pivots. So he also works on Sunshine with Boyle in 2007, then pivots into just pumping out screenplays, becoming a director himself, Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men.
Yeah, man.
And just
Warfare.
the TV show with
Devs?
I
Nick
love
Offerman.
Devs,
Yeah, that was really cool.
kind of a disappointing last episode.
Yeah, I felt like it was really cool substance and really cool mystery, and then you kind of figure it out, and you're like,
This is the great Garland debate, though. Like, he is so good at, like, the first 3/4 of his movie.
It's true.
And then, just like with a lot of other sci-fi, I think with a lot of Black Mirror episodes, this happens too also.
It's hard to end things.
Yeah, it's like a comedy skit. Like, comedy skits are usually funny, and then no one knows how to end them. And then they become completely unfunny because it's the last thing that you saw was not funny at all.
So, Annihilation, have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the Annihilation ending's fantastic.
It is good also. It's based off a book.
Also, the Annihilation ending is so far up its own ass that it's almost like praiseworthy.
Oh, man.
Where you're just like, Garland has just gone so far outside of his own mind, like looking back at himself, and he's just like, I'm putting that on paper, baby.
Isn't that the theme of the whole film?
No, it is. But
that's fucking awesome. Yeah,
But if you weren't into the movie and into Garland and the idea, and you see that ending, you could be so hypercritical of him just being.
You have to be on board.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Men. The ending of Men.
I've seen Men before.
You have?
I'm looking at one right now.
Oh, that's my new laugh, by the way. I just started that. I'm just rolling that out. I don't know why. But Men, the movie, the film, the ending is kind of insane. I guess
sure
no spoilers, but it's very much like most people, it kind of turned them off, and they didn't really like it, I think. I thought it was fine. I was able to go along with it, but I was totally in the bag for Men. I was ready. I was into it.
I will see anything that Garland directs or writes.
Except that movie, apparently.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's one of the few.
I kind of took I get a pandemic asterisk for anything. So if a creator created something during the pandemic, I refuse to check it out for the most part.
Okay.
Because it's usually not their best work, and it's usually the weirdest thing they've done, and most of the time that is really uninteresting to me.
I guess it was made during the pandemic, right? Because it came out in 2022.
That's right at the tail end.
Okay.
So yeah, made
for
during.
some of us. For others, it was over.
I'm still wearing a mask right now.
Yeah, the skis.
Chris and I are social distanced perfectly. We have lines of demarcation that we shan't cross.
No, you
not
can't.
on this Flag Day.
Is it Flag Day?
It is Flag Day.
Oh, okay, great. That's good. I didn't know that.
A Flag Day. It could be any year. I'm not time stamping this episode.
When is it?
Yeah, when did we do this? It's definitely not
2018 or 2027.
Yep,
one of those two. Rory Kinnear was really good in Men. Worth it. That performance alone is worth it. But yeah. Anyways, okay.
I respect it.
Yep.
All right, so I've got some other fun facts. We'll get to them as we go through the movie. But we actually have to talk about the movie, not just the people that made it. Prologue. So we have a kind of weird beginning to the movie. I think going back to it, I think the first time I saw it, I probably thought it was kind of cool. It is a cool idea. I just think it's...
Rage.
I think the what is shown on screen isn't as effective as it thinks it is.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It looks super it looks like a B-80s crappy action movie.
I was also getting adjusting to the whole way it was filmed.
Yeah.
And then I thought that the scientist was Spud for a second. I was like, is he bringing back Spud? And it was not. But for a moment, I thought it was. Also, for those... If you hear a lot of creaking, that's because we're recording at my house and I have creaky chairs to add to the kind of the horror and the kind of creepiness of the whole thing. So don't worry about those.
But
creaks.
they're made of real wood, so there's no way that's natural creak, brother.
That's
nature.
That's what my knees sound like. Oh, okay. So the beginning,
animal rights activists. A lot of this is more subtle than how literally I'm going to lay it out, but animal rights activists invade a primate in a private lab, I suppose, a primate lab where we see chimps getting vivisected, which means that they're taken apart for...
What a word.
I know, right? Like that.
Love that. I love that.
We also have one that's getting the, what's the...
Clockwork Orange
treatment.
Yeah.
Which... a couple of super cool transitions in this movie, if I can go into my nerd corner for a second. But it looks like you're just looking at a montage of like current events that are going on that like are similar to what the movie. It's like, you think a zombie apocalypse is crazy. Yeah. This is what's going on in the world every single day. And you're like, whoa, maybe we are in a zombie apocalypse. And then it pulls back and it's just a monkey watching the most evil shit that goes on in the world.
Oh yeah, and just violence in the.
And maybe that is a commentary.
It is
on us even just watching this movie. Is this a dangerous movie?
The most dangerous.
It seems
the
like
most
it's
dangerous
promoting
movie.
Rage.
Yeah. No. I mean, it comes back to that. The theme is definitely, like we can get to it, I suppose. But when they meet Christopher Eccleston, and be like, it's just the thing has changed. It's just people killing people.
Yeah, that's a powerful line.
Yeah. So okay, but that we don't want to spoil. We don't want to blow it right away.
Can't do it. So the scientist comes rushing in as these guys are about to unlock the chimp cages to free them. And is like, no, they're infected. He's like, what did you infect them with?
Rage.
Also
zombie stuff.
Well, so it's supposed to be, and this is from those comic adaptations. Oh, okay. They say that it's a manipulated Ebola virus.
Oh.
Is what they're working on. That the main symptom of which is
rage.
I
always thought it was like, don't your testicles blow up really big?
So, could be. What I don't understand,
I'm 7.
What I don't understand is about the rage virus in general is people are turned, then they start killing other people. It does not seem that they eat those other people. So why is it that they are intent on killing? Wouldn't they be intent on killing any living being? Why does it seem like they only are going after humans?
I mean, they see humans and they see that reflection of themselves, and they just they kill that, It's very self-reflective. I think we'll talk about philosophy later.
I think we'll talk about that more later.
That's a good idea.
But let's get to I wanted to ask you, because I have a little skeptic look at Alex Garland here. Is Jim wakes up in London from a coma in which he misses the entire 28 days, title of the movie, where the outbreak happens and the world as we know it is thrown into utter chaos and essentially big cities are evacuated completely? Is this just a writing trick so that for a movie, basically, because now we have a POV character who knows the same amount as us?
Yep.
Or is it actually brilliant and this hasn't really been done before and now it just seems in hindsight like a writing trick?
Could it be both?
It could be both.
I mean, yeah.
But it does seem like you get a little bit of writer's block. You get a great idea. I'm going to do a zombie movie. Okay, somebody wants to adapt this into a movie. I got to do something to get the audience to buy in. And then it seems like an offhanded comment like your friend would just like jokingly throw out. It's like, what if you had a character that missed the entire thing and then showed up?
Yeah, no, I've been thinking about it since you asked me, and I actually think it was a very calculated, good move. Because
ultimately it works really well.
Because you could show, if you're like, oh yeah, let's just show the start of it. Okay, and then we'll show up the audience the start, and we'll show it how it played out, and then we'll like cut to 20 minutes in, Cillian Murphy will wake up.
Yeah.
But like no, because we get to discover it with him, and we're all disoriented, and we're like looking at that Pepsi machine together.
I think it's super duper cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just throw my critic brain on, and I get this is just a writing trick to get us to look one way when he's writing the other way. So Jim wakes up. This is so cool. How all of this got put together. The empty hospital that they had to find and abandon a hospital. Like it was an actual abandoned hospital.
Really?
They're shooting at these crazy early like dawn times in London and blocking off traffic so that it looks like they're shooting actual London.
Yeah.
And Cillian Murphy walking down abandoned streets that they have purposely abandoned. There's a scene in which there's one of the double-decker buses that it's laying on its side on fire. They had to do that in 20 minutes because they didn't have a permit to actually tip a bus over and fake set it on fire.
Wow.
So they like block it off really quick, throw all the crew in there, knock the bus over, get them to walk by, get the shot, put everything back the way it was supposed to be, and then let the traffic go again. So this is like true, like down, gritty, like us against the man type filmmaking.
Yeah, I wonder how much that of the budget was like to get. I mean, I know that's
a ton of the budget had to just be, hey, we need to pay these government officials for the opportunity
to block
use
off the street. Yeah, I mean, that was something. Okay, interesting, very cool.
So we are learning through Jim basically what's going on. How depleted is the city? It looks very empty. Is it actually as empty as it seems? We get the very cool shot of Jim looking at all of these pictures of people on the wall and little news clippings and stuff like that, where he's starting to get an idea. Apparently, Danny Boyle was inspired to do this by missing people after 9/11.
Yeah, that's
where they'd
exactly
have kind of these like memorials
Yeah.
with all the faces, like this person's still missing, all that sort of
Well, as
stuff.
someone that lived through that.
And this movie is literally a year after.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We get his first encounter with the zombies. The zombies are special in this zombie adaptation. Why?
They're fast.
They're fast. Fast zombies. Never done before.
Yeah, that's the thing that I remember. Like, because I
It
saw
seems
this
like
a long
such
time
a
ago.
stupid qualification, but it is
a fast zombie movie.
monumental.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're so slow, you can just easily just run away from them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
These guys are fast.
Adds the fear. He is subsequently saved by Selena and Mark. Mark, not long for this world.
No.
But we kind of get to see the brutality of the survivors through Selena and Mark, who both get to tell their stories to Jim. Basically, the idea of like, I know you woke up, this is all crazy. I know you're going to want to go look for your family. Just to tell you from our own experiences, your family's fucking dead. Mm-hmm. And you're just going to have to deal with that and deal with the reality of you don't go out at night anymore unless you have to. You barely travel from place to place anymore, even though the entire movie is them traveling from place to place, unless you have to.
They have to.
And then I forget the name of the actor, but the guy who plays Mark, when he's recounting his story of his dad bringing them, he's got tons of cash to the airport and they're going to get out of London. And he's like, it didn't matter because everyone else had the same idea. And they're there with their wads of cash trying to get on a plane out of here. And we're jammed up and the zombie hordes are coming. And it turns into the Brad Pitt movie, basically, where he's climbing over bodies to get out.
I was thinking of that when they said that. I was like, I think they're talking about World War Z.
There you go.
Noah Huntley is that actor that plays Mark, by the way. Shout out to Noah Huntley. Yeah, I mean, and it also kind of starts to bring up the whole, the aspect that isn't fully spelled out until later, which is that this didn't cross the ocean.
Well, we don't know for sure.
But there's
hope.
flights.
There's
and they're like, okay, something with...
There's definitely jumbo jets in the air doing something.
Mm-hmm. Also, to not forget to mention this, I like that the first time you see the zombies, you're in a church.
Yeah.
And the first zombie that really approaches Jim is a priest, the zombie father.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And just a really interesting fact that these zombies, they all just like sleep? They all sleep on top of each other?
Yeah.
And then they hear something and they're...
Ready
and
to
then
go? They got the rage again.
They barf blood a little bit, and they just, they're always something in their throat. There's something in their throat all the time.
They are puking blood constantly. How these things are not dead within like a couple of days just for natural wear and tear, I don't know. But I suppose Christopher Eccleston's trying to figure that out at the end, and they cut his research short.
He sure is. He's a scientist.
Scientist. We get a ridiculously powerful scene that occurs after because Selena, who we find is more the straight edge, hard nosed, like, if you slow me down, I'll leave you, I'll cut you, it's over. Mark's a little bit more of the softy. He knows the only way that they can like fully integrate Jim into understanding what it means to be a survivor is to actually let him go to his house, look for his parents, come to that kind of closure. And just a fantastic scene, almost devoid of dialogue, as Jim walks into his house, walks up the stairs. We see them cover their noses. Yeah. Something's dead in here. What state are his parents going to be in as he opens the door? And even more tragically, I think, than they were, ripped apart by zombies or turned into zombies themselves, is that they killed themselves lying in bed together with a picture of their son. Now, obviously, afterwards, he is eased with the understanding that these people knew the world was over. Their son's in a coma, unresponsive.
They wrote him a note. They died with the picture. I mean, that's pretty like the best case scenario.
But it's tragic in that he survived. They thought he was for sure gone. Mm-hmm. And then they ended their lives with that type of thinking. He's alive, and he's having to deal with, if they knew I was going to come back, would they have killed themselves? Or would they have tried everything they could to stay alive? Yeah. And he, it's both tragic, it's both nice in a way because they didn't meet this horrible end.
Yeah. And it's got some horror aspects, kind of gross.
Abide with Me playing softly in the background. Beautiful rendition of that.
This is a good point or a good time to bring up. Do you like how the music is used in this film? And I'm not talking about the score. I'm talking about the random, radio. Well, I don't know if they're radio hits, but
Sure.
music that's just kind of piped in softly in the background through scenes.
I think when it hits. When it's not what I wanted it to be, then it's distracting.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And there is like the Granddaddy, AM 180 is the song in the supermarket. I love that song. It's one of those things where you're like, this clearly tells you like this is a movie.
I got a couple things to say about the supermarket scene.
We'll get
I got
there.
some problems with that.
Okay.
So Mark is infected because later on that night, after Jim reckons with the deaths of his parents, he's unable to sleep, lighting candles, being too loud. Rage monsters, zombies find him, bursting through the window. Great jump scare.
Yeah,
scene.
good jump scare.
Fantastic. And Mark, as he's trying to save Jim, gets bitten. Selena, right?
Yeah.
Selena.
Yes, it is confirmed.
Sorry,
Naomi Harris.
Yes.
Selena.
Fantastic.
Great job.
Oh yeah. Probably the best actor in the world. Definitely in this movie.
Okay.
Just trying to
Moving on.
requalify the fact that I forgot her name.
Yeah. Hey, it's all good.
Selena. Yes. So we get to see her kind of stick to her methodology. As soon as she knows that Mark's gone,
Kill him.
She chops him to
Put your money where your mouth is and chops him up. She's no bullshit.
And we get a nice little conversation where Jim's morals are placed against Selena's morals, someone who had not experienced all the pain and suffering of the last 28 days, talking with someone who's like, oh, can't we be a little bit more empathetic here?
It's been a rough 4 weeks. You don't understand.
And I haven't had my coffee yet.
Yeah.
So now it's down to Selena and Jim. They're tooling around the city trying to get away from these zombies.
Really quickly, okay, just the when they're in the snack, they first encounter Mark and Selena, when Jim encounters them, and they're in like the snack closet.
I love that.
Okay,
And like the subway system.
yeah, I swear there was a moment where they were trying to, and this is maybe why I'm gonna griping about my TV. It's gonna be a good podcast. It like made my eyes hurt. Like it wasn't, they were trying to scan back and forth and just whatever my HD television was trying to interpret what was happening on that 720p, obviously. It just like, it looked really weird and it looked like there was like an acid flashback happening.
Right. Note to you, Danny Boyle, this movie hurt Chris's eyes.
It did, especially the snack closet scene.
Which brings up a great fun fact about the movie. This movie had a professional optometrist on set because they were using red contacts in the eyes of the zombies, and they needed to make sure that they were in properly and not hurting the actor's eyes.
What a good film crew.
Keeping people safe.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't realize that the effect of his movie would hurt Chris's eyes.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of ironic.
Maybe if you go to the optometrist, bill's on Danny. Just tell him that.
This movie made my eyes hurt. Anyways, and then so okay, I had to get that out. And then there's a lot of soda, a lot of soda talk early on.
A lot of soda. I mean, did Pepsi pay for the entire budget of this movie?
They clearly were. They were
the
on
first
in the
thing
bag.
Jim does is he wakes up and he pounds a Pepsi.
Yeah, and then it comes back. You see the Pepsi machine.
A little bit of criticism of sugary beverages when Naomi Harris is like, "Hey, you need fat. Unfortunately, we can't find fat anywhere. We only have sugar. So just pound another soda, dude. And it's not gonna make you feel that much better, but it'll be better than nothing."
Yeah, that's all they have, just junk food.
So they're being chased. They climb up this blocked off apartment building, thinking that that's going to keep them away from the zombies. Zombies obviously get over that hurdle, start chasing them up the stairs. Jim is weakened because he literally just got out of a coma.
And I don't think his head is soda.
I don't think Selena is fully grasping this. That like
she can't. She doesn't care.
I was surprised that he woke up in the hospital and could walk to the window without collapsing, because I would imagine that hasn't gotten a lot of sustenance with an IV drip that probably has been dry for a while.
It's probably true.
Yeah, I think
Movie
he should
magic.
have died.
Movie magic. Now
This
that's
whole
the writing.
movie. This whole movie is bunk. It never even should have happened.
That's the writing trick.
there you go.
Yeah.
But they make it to the top of the stairs because Frank and Hannah are there. Specifically, Frank in this scenario, he is all geared up,
Yeah, yes.
SWAT soldier style.
You think it's gonna be a real kick-ass military guy?
And I'm gonna make a Game of Thrones reference that Chris won't understand. He goes full Hodor on him and holds the door.
Like Hoda from the morning show?
No, like
Okay.
Hodor from
Okay.
Game of Thrones.
Drinking a lot of wine? Okay, so, but it's Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson shows up, who is just one of my favorite faces, actors, people to see in any movie.
It's weird to see him without Colin Farrell.
It is.
Yeah.
Kind of wish Cillian Murphy was played.
Wow.
Jim was played by Colin Farrell. Though.
Ooh, that's high praise.
Whole different movie. Actually, probably not that different. Love Brendan Gleeson. I did. This is how my mind has deteriorated in the years since I first watched this movie in high school. I'm like, did I forget a part where you're supposed to get a subtle reference to the fact that Frank is fucking his daughter?
What?
'Cause there was some weird, like, awkward chemistry type stuff that was
that?
when they first get invited in and he's like, oh, go get him the drinks, like, you know where the drinks are, you know where the booze is that I liquor you up with. And
I
that
mean,
get a little weird.
I didn't get that at all.
Obviously they make the extreme pivot where he's just like the best dad in the world.
Yeah, okay, so maybe for a second they want you to think this?
I have no idea. I'm just
didn't-
saying that was my first impression. I go to the darkest timeline, and that's what I got. But then I had to I'm like, it's Brendan Gleeson. He's always a happy guy. He's
Yeah.
always doing what's best for the world. And yeah, he turns into just a fantastic father figure. There's a cute scene where Cillian Murphy is having a nightmare as he's dozing off due to narcotics.
Yeah, that's right.
And Brendan Gleeson wakes him up from his nightmare and just goes, "You're having a nightmare, buddy." And he goes, "Thanks, Dad." So just really touching, tender. I'm sorry. Sorry, Frank. You're not doing anything nefarious with your daughter. You're just trying to do what's
He's
best.
just a good guy.
I just, I've been trained to watch out for these things with all the true crime and all that.
to catch
nonsense.
a predator was
Yeah.
a big deal.
Not great. Not
Yeah.
great, Bob.
At least he didn't have her go get the Zima.
Yeah. So Frank kind of has a moment, another writing trick where he's like, "Oh yeah, like by the way, I've been picking up this radio signal." Even though the Selena
Yeah.
character is like, they haven't been doing radio signals forever. He's like, "Well, you don't know about this one."
Hey.
And they pick up the familiar voice, at least to me, of Christopher Eccleston telling people that there's a military base outside of Manchester where they've kind of holed up any survivors. Please come and we will protect you. We have the solution to the virus.
Yeah.
So there is hope. And
a
then they have to have a whole philosophical argument about like,
Who's
how
holding
much
who
does
back?
hope matter? Like,
Oh, yeah, that
can
one.
we trust people? Like, what if we get there and it's nothing? Well, it's worth it to even try for the possibility that it's still there.
Which I think, this movie wants to talk a lot about, like, the trusting people.
Yeah.
And so, it's brought up here. We start to get this theme. I mean, it's brought up earlier when he meets Selena and Mark and, just like everyone for themselves, that kind of survivalist attitude versus family, versus connection with others, versus people taking care of each other, right? The chimpanzees versus the bonobos.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love you, Chris, sometimes.
Yeah.
You just, we're right on the same
Yeah,
page.
I got you.
So now we get to probably the most fun, quote unquote, that this movie has when they jump in the taxi, the black London taxi
Oh,
cab.
yeah. He's really
and
hamming it up.
make their way. Brendan Gleeson's telling jokes. He doesn't take card or check.
He's kind of a little
sets the
too
meter
happy
going.
for this. Does he sense the dire situation?
I think he's trying to be a
he's
positive.
drunk.
Yeah, I think
Whiskey.
he's
He loves whiskey.
that-
He's
that-
just sauced.
great part of the grocery scene. Grocery scene, we could probably do an entire episode just on what is going on there. But we'll get to it here because on their way,
They go through the
they
tunnel.
pass. Well, they go through the tunnel. No, do they get the groceries first or they go through the tunnel first?
I don't know.
It doesn't
I think
matter.
the
We'll
groceries
talk about them
come-
both. I think the groceries come first. because the scene after they're picnicking, after they get away and they're eating their supplies.
Okay.
I think that's right. I might be wrong.
It doesn't ultimately matter.
No. So we'll do the grocery store first.
Okay.
They pass by a grocery store. Jim's like, whoa, hold on. Let's see if this is still stocked. Perfectly stocked grocery store, other than the produce is rotting away.
Yeah.
But everything that's boxed and you don't have to prepare to eat, because apparently they can't make fire.
They cannot make fire.
Why can't they cook anything? You can make fire. Like, zombies did not
What would
decrease.
they cook? What would they cook?
They could cook, frozen food.
Okay,
Maybe the freezers are dead. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
They're probably worried about, food spoilage and stuff like that. But they go through. My first complaint about this scene, they don't eat anything in the grocery store. If I was starving post-zombie apocalypse, especially in Jim's case, have not had a proper nutritious meal since waking up from a 28-day coma, I would be eating while I'm putting shit in my cart.
Probably.
Makes no sense that they don't eat at all. Also makes no sense that Brendan Gleeson only takes 4 bottles of scotch.
Yeah.
I would be putting the entire liquor department into multiple carts.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Sobriety be damned.
Yeah,
the world's
right?
world's gone.
Just be like, wow, just a lot of booze and like chips. What's wrong with this?
I mean, I'm gonna fucking find a mountain and watch it fucking burn down.
Beef jerky's still good. Woo!
Yeah. So that doesn't make any sense to me. I also agree with you that I think the song is very goofy and does not fit in.
No, it's a cool song that I was actually kind of really into like 6 years ago, but it has nothing to do with whatever. I think it's supposed to be like, look, this is a moment of happiness.
It's a levity moment.
And they go with this for a while on the Brendan Gleeson journey part of the movie, where they're like, look, found family. Look, Selena appreciates love and connection again. Wow, this is great. And they're all having fun at the store. Oh, he's gonna get some whiskey. Oh, do. That's happening. But I hate the fact I am really picky about how music is used in films. Famously, you want to know something? Love Quentin Tarantino. Not to change this topic.
Watch yourself.
But and I love Inglourious Bastards.
Oh my God, watch yourself.
But when they use it's a Bowie song, when they torch the theater, I was like, this music wasn't around then. I don't like this.
But
I know that's
kind
probably
of Tarantino's thing.
But usually his movies are.
What about the Django? Isn't there like a
yes, he does it the same
hip hop song while he's shooting
and
everybody
I
in the
didn't
house?
like that as well. But I mean, because
All right.
he went to period pieces.
Quentin Tarantino. Chris has some notes.
But also, I mean, even in Pulp Fiction, if there was
wow,
no, Pulp Fiction, he does it. Pulp Fiction's great. Okay. Music in that is great. Right. Reservoir Dogs,
Woo.
Yeah,
Woo.
all of that's good. But if he were to like take something and put music in Pulp Fiction that was clearly, well, I mean, I guess it
does.
Well, girl,
this is
Urge,
where your argument falls
Urge
apart.
Overkill was a '90s band. Yeah. Well, but when does Pulp Fiction take place? Current times?
Yeah.
Okay,
90s.
so it's fine. So he really can't make that mistake, because none of his movies really before the historical.
None of his movies are actually like
in time.
Well, they're not like in traditional history
until he goes to Inglourious.
But even then that's an alternate history.
It's an alternate history, but clearly David Bowie wasn't around. And
that's very true. You are accurate.
And I was a little disturbed.
Or was
by
he?
That.
Is David Bowie
in the alternate universe?
No, is he like a universal unlimited being that merely inhabits humanity every once in a while?
I'm always around. Always.
I'm a spaceman flying through the sky.
I'm always around. Every time. I can do better to David Bowie. I sing David Bowie.
You do sing David Bowie.
But
very well, actually, I might add.
Hey, thank you. Okay, but so moving on. Starman waiting in the sky. That's horrible.
So now we get to maybe the most tense scene in the movie where they go into the tunnel. Cillian Murphy's like, this is a bad idea.
It's the worst idea.
Horrible idea. A little bit of levity as the taxi cab is just monster trucking over these pile of cars and
I
people.
was just
and all
nervous.
that
Like,
stuff.
why is he doing this?
Ultimately, very stupid idea.
Wants
Rips
to-
apart one of the tires.
Kill his daughter.
Yeah. And so they have to change a tire all while the zombies are racing after them at breakneck speed.
Oh, also the rats. The coming of the coming of the rats.
The coming of the rats.
You didn't see no
Charles Dickens novel.
Oh, okay, tell me about that.
Not actually.
Okay.
Charles Dickens. His name's not Charles Dixon's.
Charles Dixon's? I love them Charles Dixon's novels. It was good at times. It was okay times.
They almost had as many KKK members as the Godfather trilogy.
Oliver, I love to do the Oliver Twist dance. Is that him? Okay.
Yes, that is.
That's right.
Well done. Great expectations.
Hey, I'm a little chimney sweep. Hey, pip, pip. So, but
Please, sir, want some more?
I want some more.
Oliver Twist.
Hey, I'm Oliver Twist. Did you like Oliver and Company? Did you ever?
Yes, I love Oliver.
Fuck
and
yeah,
Company.
with Billy Joel as
Yeah,
the dog.
dog.
Woo-wee.
All Billy Joel music too.
Oh, fucking jamming Billy Joel music the whole time.
Dude, he's my desert island artist.
In the middle of the night. That was his. He went into a phase in the early 90s where he just did like children's music.
Yeah, him and Elton John did the exact same thing.
Dude, those two just neck to neck, right?
It's the circle of life.
That was good. You should do. You could do John.
Do old Elton John where
Yeah.
he does everything an octave lower.
Yeah.
And it leads us so.
It's awesome, man.
Little
I just saw.
Michael McDonald in there too.
Elton John can still shred on the piano. Oh shit! Oh shit! It's exploding, everybody.
Saved.
Elton John was on SNL as the musical guest with Brandy Carlisle, and he was jamming on the piano, and this was like a couple weeks ago. So just shout out to Elton John.
Dude, always shout out Elton John.
Always shout out to
And
EJ.
Bill Joel.
And BJ and EJ, forever through and through.
Love 'em.
Just don't get Billy Joel in the car after he's been drinking.
True.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man where that car just goes through the window.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Billy's in his cups.
Oh, in the middle of the night, I go driving in my car. I've been drinking all the drinks. In the middle. Is that culturally appropriated? It's kind of like, because isn't that whole song?
All,
It
all
is.
music is culturally
Well, but
appropriated.
his music, like, because I remember that song, because it had, whatever. We won't get into this, but it had like, in the middle of the, I go walking in the middle. Like,
Oh, boy.
it did. But then, I mean, what do we think about Paul Simon? Is Graceland? I don't know. This
Yeah,
is a different
all music
conversation.
is culturally appropriated. It's fine.
Okay.
It
All right.
happens.
Well, all right. I mean, these are
One culture doesn't get to pick their genre of music, and then no one else can do it.
No. Yeah, I know, but well, this is honestly a bigger conversation.
It is a huge
Okay,
conversation.
so we'll table that for a different podcast.
Yeah, he literally set his notepad with that writing on the table.
Yeah. Save it for a different time.
That's a heavy notepad.
So heavy. There's a lot.
A lot of notes.
It bears a lot. Nosferatu.
Starts with Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Coming up from candy.
Can a white man be the face of South African music?
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. He's probably the most well-known South African musical person.
I didn't know.
Yes, he's South African.
Okay. Well, hey, all good questions for this other podcast.
All
It's
heavily related to 28 Days Later.
good. So the rats that go through that precede the zombies. Okay. There's a big scene in Nosferatu, the version that came out recently, 2024.
Eggers version.
The Eggers, where that happens, and I actually looked it up because I was like, oh, was this in the original Nosferatu? It was
No.
not.
Ferrat.
No, Nosferatu, it wasn't.
Okay.
Now
I understand.
But it was in the 1979 retelling of the story. Whatever. It's just a very powerful scene in the remake. And so I don't know, just like a quick shout out to that. So, but it did happen before. So I don't know how big the 1979 version of Nosferatu was, but it might be considered like a horror throwback to have all those rats all of a sudden rushing, like that's a big scene, a creepy scene.
It's cool, and they get the cool line like, "Oh, the rats are running from the infected."
Yeah, but not original.
Not original. So
just like Billy Joel's music.
There you go.
Okay,
ties in.
Yeah, I mean it's original, just maybe where.
So they're able to get the tire on just in the nick of time and get away,
which is so incredibly impossible. Can you? I can't do that when it's optimal conditions.
No way.
Let alone rats and zombies. So okay, but he gets it on.
I had a vehicle back in late college that would get flat tires every once in a while. I got pretty efficient at flipping the donut on and getting that thing filled back up. But yeah, it takes a while.
You know what little Chris did? Call AAA.
I've done that before. I've done that before too.
All right. So they get out of that,
and we So we now have to have some nice scenes with Frank because Frank is definitely dying, or getting turned or something tragic. So we have the nice picnic scene. They're digging into their food. They're talking about how great it is. The raisins are so moist. Thanks, Cillian. Frank's looking at the horses. Have they been infected, Dad? Nah, I think they're doing okay.
I don't think they've been infected.
And he blows a kiss to them.
I'm blowing a little kiss, being playful. It's been having my my scotch.
So they get to the military camp. Manchester's burning down.
Yeah.
There's no one there to be found. They think that these guys have been overrun. Their dream of finding safety gone. Brendan Gleeson's breaking down. Frank is not doing good because this was to keep his daughter safe. He's running around there with a lead pipe or whatever, screaming up into the sky, and a drop of blood falls into his eyeball.
Damn it!
And he is turned and he is gunned down as men come out of the forest, and
so
we find out where Christopher Eccleston is, where his military compound has been taken. And Cillian Murphy and the two women are brought to the base.
We did forget the fact that Cillian Murphy has to kill a child.
Oh yes, that is a big moment.
Yeah, just real quick, so that happens right when they're
based on a stupid decision that he makes because he has to be Mr. Moody for a while.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we don't have the best burgers in town, and he walks into this like old diner.
And there's a child.
There's a child who is infected that he beats with a baseball bat.
Yeah, so you
very much Inglourious Bastard style.
Very much. So you get the other side of the coin of like he has now seen the horror that is the survival mode of life, where he has to kill or be killed, and so we see the other side of that where he kills a child, and definitely a situation where you're finally allowed to hit kids.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What we've been waiting for.
So back to the compound. Cillian he's a child killer, but we're at the compound and Frank has turned, and Selena and Jim and Hannah, you think that one of them is going to have to kill him, which would be a real bad for optics.
Yeah, not great.
But then they're like, nope, we're not going to have that happen in this movie. He gets shot down. They're taken in by this military group, and
led by Major West, who is the Christopher Eccleston character, who offers them safety. There's your kind of classic scene where he's walking Jim around their compound, telling him about the tripwires and the way that they're handling the safety of the people within this building and stuff like that. Then things get weird around dinner, where an omelet is prepared. These guys are jazzed up to have some eggs, and Christopher Eccleston gets first bite of the food for some reason. He's complaining about the cooks the entire time and then looking weirdly at Hannah and Selena and being like, don't gotta cook. And the weirdness is beginning to happen. He says the eggs are spoiled, throw all that shit away. Guys are bummed. There's a siren that goes off. There's a huge firefight as these zombies try to attack the building.
And the humans love killing them.
They do. And they are jazzed up. They are fired up. And they are ready to go afterwards. And they see Hannah and Selena. And they're like, I want a piece of that.
Promise them girls.
Yeah, and then we get the Christopher Eccleston reveal that the only reason why the radio signal had been put out is these guys' morale is just crashing in hopes to restore that morale and to eventually repopulate the Earth. He has told them that women will be brought in with this radio broadcast, and unfortunately for Hannah and Selena, they were the women brought in by this honey trap.
You think they would put something like Four Non-Blondes on that radio broadcast if they wanted to attract women?
Yeah.
Am I right? You're right.
Hey! Okay.
So yeah, super nefarious again. The classic idea that comes up in a lot of these zombies and monster movies: are humans really the real monster?
Who are the real monsters?
And
I feel like we talked about that in Alien.
Yeah,
quite a
exactly.
bit.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a monster movie.
Well, especially in this one, because, and we'll wrap through the end of this, because the ending's fine to me. The last 30 minutes of this movie, it's very action packed. It's very dark, really, really dark. A lot of like almost rape scenes happening constantly. Jim and this this fucking lib cuck guy on the military group that is kind of the dissenting voice to the Christopher Eccleston character, who's basically like, you know, maybe this is the world's way of, you know, cleansing itself of humanity so that it can get back to the status quo of what it was like before humans came into being.
That
and that's
guy
when
is
Christopher
dropping some knowledge.
He was.
He's not a lib cuck.
Well, he's he's proclaiming very far left ideas, and Eccleston is very far right.
Okay.
And so he is obviously against the enslavement of these women. Jim is also, just because of his personal connection, him and Selena have already kissed. He feels protective of Hannah because her father just died. And so those two are cast out. The one is shot mercifully because the one guy was going to stab him to death very brutally. Jim is able to get away in that confusion, and he comes back to seek his revenge and save Selena and Hannah. And to do so, he turns the monsters against the men. Because we find out that the Christopher Eccleston character has chained up a living zombie in order to find out how long it takes before they starve to death.
Yeah.
So they know how long they basically have to wait out all the zombies that are out there.
We also-
Kind of a good idea, in my opinion. Now, it seems really weird, and he's very creepy while he's talking about it and interacting with the zombie.
Yeah, we're not supposed to think it's good.
Which gets even worse in The Walking Dead. I won't spoil anything, but if you think this is weird, that turns it up to 11.
So I thought that the scene, so I didn't remember a ton of this movie since I saw it a long time ago, but that the guy that, I forgot his name. They have a name for this guy. But I'm forgetting it. The chained up dude.
Yeah, I forget what his Jeff? Is it Jeff?
Is it Jeff?
Might be Jeff. I'll call him Jeff.
Chained up Jeff. I don't think it's Jeff, honestly.
It might be Jeff.
Jeff?
I don't think it's Jeff.
Is it Jeff?
I don't think it's Jeff.
But he's that's a really effective scene. That's one of the. I mean, that's really good.
Woke Luke is gonna jump in here for a second. Did it have to be a black actor chained up in a white man's backyard?
Well, sure. I mean, it was 2002. Whatever.
Definitely wouldn't be a black guy in the modern making of 28 Days.
It's Private Mailer, not Jeff Mailer.
The zombie is named Mailer?
Yeah.
All right.
I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, actually. Anyways.
Yeah, so Jim unleashes holy hell on these guys by letting the infected basically into the mansion where the soldiers are. They subsequently get turned one by one.
But wait, okay.
And pack up and
really quickly,
kill everybody in there.
Really quickly, we do find out for sure that they think it's not across the Atlantic.
Yes.
And so, I mean, that's big. That's a huge reveal.
I don't think they're sure. I think they're talking about the idea of it, the potentiality of like them being infected only on this island, and the rest of the world basically just being like, well, that sucks. At least they're on an island.
But you do think, like, because it goes so quickly. If someone got that, if someone turned into one of these zombies on a plane, that plane would crash.
That's true.
So, like,
that is true.
I think that's that's interesting and something I didn't remember about it. And then also, I mean, with this Mailer, the scene where he's chained up, I mean, I think it's very effective. Now, they're trying to get their point across, but that they see that this person is basically like struggling, and you see this like hope in their, or not hope, but like sadness in their eyes. But then when the guy comes a little closer, it's like something takes over, and this guy has to turn back into this like, you know, vicious zombie. But we're definitely made to make the point of like, these people can't help it.
Yeah.
These are people, and they're still people to some degree, and they can't help it. So then I'm talking about, like, where do we go with the symbolism of this?
Well, Jim has the at least piece of empathy inside of him.
Yeah.
So like you said, when Eccleston closes the door and leaves the zombie out there and he's alone with him, he feels a little bit of it.
Yeah.
The human pain and suffering that's currently going on with this thing that he's witnessing.
And you're
whereas
specifically
Eccleston is just like, I was in war before this started. I'm in war during this started. This all is the same to me. It's just people killing people. They're the bad guys. We're the good guys. And that's the way it is.
This is, I feel like, where the crux of the whole, you know, movie's, you know, message. I don't even know if I want to call it a message, but the ideas that are exploring comes out. And yeah, Mailer, good eye acting. That he does in that scene.
His contacts are really working.
The contacts are working.
Optometrist working overtime.
And then yeah, I mean the whole end is right that like I'm Jim, I'm actually it sounds kind of weird, but teaming up with the infected because the real monsters at the end of the movie are those guys in the generals and and his like, you know, sex crazed cronies.
And they subsequently all get turned into zombies.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think, you know, it is... There's definitely a lot of things you can talk about. You know, if I was going to write some kind of college essay about the symbolism and, you know, like whether... what is the infection? What could the infection be viewed as? Is the infection
right-wing politics?
The infection is right-wing politics? But the guys, they have right-wing politics. They're not zombies. I think it's something more like poverty or something.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I'm sure there's deeper understandings of this film that can be seen, and we potentially will have some famous person reviewing this movie that will touch on some of those. Oh yeah,
that's right. Let's do that.
So we get to the escape and the climax of the movie. At the end is Jim, Selena, and Hannah daringly escape. Hannah gets a cool scene at the end where she jumps into the taxi that they're going to free themselves with. The Christopher Eccleston character is in the back, and she throws the thing into reverse, and he gets pulled out of the back of the taxi cab by zombies and
Mailer
is killed.
Yes.
Then they take off. Very cool freeze frame as they're hitting the fence that has been locked.
And I would say, is it cool?
I would say, is that where the movie should have ended? Because I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, and it's weird to see like, and we're gonna do a freeze frame.
So there is a couple things
like a weird stylistic choice.
That was never supposed to be the end of the movie, but the end of the movie did change because at the first ending that was shown to test audiences had the Cillian Murphy character dying of his wounds because he gets shot before they leave. Mm-hmm. So a little bit ending more of on a downer. Obviously, this one ends up on hope. As they are in their countryside home, Cillian Murphy's been arrested. We find out what they've been doing this entire time, which is trying to get the attention of these fighter jets that are flying past their property. And they have a big sign made out of tarp that says, "Hello," and it appears that this time it's been successful.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, yeah, a couple key takeaways. Rage virus, brand new way to show zombies, you know, obviously killing machines in the past. Now they're fast. The atmosphere is different. It's, you know, big urban landscapes to begin, then the countryside after that. There's the human threat, which has kind of been a new modern retelling of zombies where we're like, actually humans are worse than the monsters.
Is that modern, though? I feel like a lot of monster movies go there. Like even
Now
like
they
Frankenstein.
do.
Frankenstein. Fucking Frankenstein.
Pre-2000?
Frankenstein is from the 30s.
Yeah, sure.
And that's the whole idea.
And
So I mean, I think it's a way that we've told that story for a long time, but it's modernized a bit.
is Dracula the bad guy? I don't know. It just seems like a guy that wants to fall in love for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Dracula's a different story.
And it's actually very tragic because he can't fall in love for the rest of his life because he's immortal.
The rest of his life, forever.
Okay.
So he'll just do it forever, unless he sees the sun.
But that's enough from us, Chris.
Yeah.
We're getting to a new bit
Sure.
that we're doing. We're trying it out where we ask a famous philosopher to review a modern movie. This week, we have Friedrich Nietzsche and his 28 Days Later, A Parable of the Last Men. Here's Friedrich Nietzsche on 28 Days Later. What is a man when his cities burn, his gods are dead, and the social contracts he clung to dissolve like fog at dawn? 28 Days Later does not merely depict the collapse of civilization, it revels in the unveiling of its illusion. These infected creatures are not monsters, but mirrors. Rage is not the virus, it is the truth. The veneer of civility was always paper thin, a mask worn by the herd to conceal their instinct for power, domination, and survival. Jim, the sleeper who awakens in a cathedral of absence, is no Christ figure. He is a man reborn through blood, unmoored from convention, forced to choose between passive morality and active will, and choose he does. When the old world crumbles, the will to power returns not as ideology, but as necessity. It is in the soldier's compound that the lie of safety is exposed. Patriarchy, violence, and subjugation persist even without society. They are society. Boyle's camera shakes and stares as if uncertain whether to condemn or marvel. But the philosopher must say, this film is about the Übermensch still unborn. Humanity serves, yes, but what kind? Jim returns to a gentler state, a green pasture, a sunrise. But one must ask, is it peace, or is it merely the beginning of another cycle of self-deception? This is no apocalypse. This is a reckoning.
That's upbeat. You know, I like
Friedrich
that.
Nietzsche really giving it to you.
Nietzsche, yeah.
As hard as it can go.
Ah, man, I love that. I want to get some flashcards or some daily affirmations from him. Would be really great.
It would just be every single day is try harder.
Also, this man has an insane mustache. If you look him up on Google.
Oh, one of the great mustaches of history.
It looks like something's wrong with it. But
now to our awards. Nietzsche's given out his awards to the movie. What are our awards? Who, what, where, what is your favorite
the
scene?
reporter's questions. What's what?
What's your favorite scene, Chris?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think it was I really actually did like the end of the film a lot. But I will go towards I was gonna say that there's this part with Hannah in the mirror hiding behind the mirror.
Ooh, that's a cool little.
Yeah, so I'll go with that because
like the chase through the house type.
Yeah,
Action,
that whole
action
part,
set piece.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ending is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of. It definitely wakes the movie up a little bit.
Yeah, and speaking of, horror movies and endings and stuff, a lot of times people get it wrong. A lot of times it's not, the ending is not necessarily the best part, but I really liked this ending. I thought it was climactic. It was great and a lot of fun. And
it's really,
and also you got the message across that it wanted to get across effectively.
It's a very cool idea to have a zombie movie that the ultimate ending of it is actually people fighting people, and the stakes a lot better. Because with a zombie horde, you're like, they have no stakes.
Isn't that
at least with Christopher Eccleston, like, he has stakes. Jim and Hannah and Selena have their stakes, and they're battled against each other.
Is this what happens in Jurassic Park? No, do the dinosaurs? Never mind. Okay,
the dinosaurs take over the island?
Well, yeah,
in effect, they do.
At the end, but at the end, like we start to cheer when the dinosaurs kill the bad guys. Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Lawyer on the toilet, etc., etc. Nedry, is that his name? Nedry.
Newman?
Newman. Well, yeah, but Dennis Nedry with the Barbasol.
Hide it in the Barbasol. I think
Samuel L. Jackson just chain smoking. Okay.
I think that was another like E.T. with the Reese's Pieces, where Barbasol was the second option, and for some reason, maybe it was like Edge or whatever, that was whatever was leading the market in shaving cream at the time was like, no, you can't hide like super nefarious shit in our bottle.
We
And
don't like that.
Barbasol is like, go for
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
And it like revamped that older brand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Barbasol.
Very cool.
Still $2 a can.
Smell like your father.
Yeah, it's so I'll go with that. I was also, but the other runner up was gonna be when Jim is shown chained up Mailer.
Ooh, I like that.
They're both great.
I'm going to go with the other scene of Jim finding out something he did not know about previously, and I'm going to pick when he finds his parents in the house. I think seeing
My parents.
the note, the picture, them lying in bed together, actually almost brought a tear to my eye. Just that whole impact, the realization, everything about it. I think it's so still and so calm. I think the way that they have Selena and Mark have some like respect for what Jim has to do, even though they think it's really dumb, adds to it. And then, I mean, Cillian Murphy, I haven't really talked about his performance yet. He's incredible in this movie.
He's really good.
And he
so young.
he has to hold a ton of weight and the eye of people on camera. So performance in the movie, I'm gonna just roll into that. Cillian Murphy, absolutely incredible. Could choose a couple of other people in this movie because it's filled with it. This movie does a great job, and you'll notice this in other movies that are kind of telling these, you know, very linear stories, beginning and end, but we got to hit certain checkpoints along the way. One of the best ways to do that is to have your main characters, you know, in their group, kind of Dungeons and Dragons style, and they get to the next part of the quest, and there's a famous actor waiting for them to guide them through that point.
Yeah.
And then they either leave or get left behind or die. So they meet Brendan Gleeson. He dies tragically. Then you go to Christopher Eccleston, and he's helping them carry the rest of the way through the movie. This happens in, oh my God.
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, very noticeable. But the war movie, oh my God.
Saving Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private Ryan does this.
Yeah.
And it is, once it gets pointed out to you, it's so obvious because you get the Paul Giamatti shows up and kind of guides them through that area. The guy from Cheers later on, he also guides them through a certain part. You have Bryan Cranston show up in the beginning with one arm, and he is kind of the guy that sends them out on the ultimate mission. So just watch movies. This happens all the time. Your bit characters will show up at specific check marks. They'll get left behind or die, and our main characters get to move along.
Movies are like video games.
Exactly.
Or video games are like movies. My performance, I'll give it to Selena.
Yes. Yes, Queen.
Naomi Harris. Because she's like the other half of the coin with Cillian Murphy's character.
It's a great couple duo characters.
So yeah, I think that she and obviously like I don't know about her.
Is this a romantic movie, Chris? I think this is kind of a romantic movie.
Oh, she's in Black Bag. Naomi Harris. It's not really. I mean, honestly, I feel like they throw that in just to be like, we probably should have them kiss. But, like, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, it's unnecessary.
What's the Emma Stone zombie movie?
Oh, Zombieland?
Zombieland.
Yeah.
That's kind of a romantic comedy masked in a zombie movie.
Yeah. I don't like when they do that.
Do you like how I said Emma Stone's zombie movie?
Not Woody Harrelson's?
Or any of the male characters in it?
That's fine.
There you
I
go.
love it.
Emma Stone claimed it. She has the most Academy Awards out of all those guys.
And always will.
And definitely always will.
Although Eisenberg, he might write some more stuff.
That's true.
But I
yeah,
don't
he
think
could
he'll-
definitely get a writing.
But like
Oscar.
one.
Yeah.
She's got two.
Yeah, and she's gonna keep
Crushing those with Yorgos.
Yorgos
And Emma.
Yorgos next script for Emma Stone. So I've taken your clothes off in every single movie. We're doing it again.
He cuts her hair off. He shaves her head.
I know
next one.
he is her muse. His
Hell
muse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. do a Yorgos period.
MVP.
MVP is Alex Garland for me.
You're an Alex Garland boy.
Yeah, and you know the Danny Boyle, great, but the story is here, and obviously I'm a big Alex Garland fan, and so I'm just through and through like this is. Alex Garland is the guy. If you look at his track record, it's, in my opinion, much more consistent than Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle, great. Hey, you won an Oscar. Love it. You're a good guy. You're talented. But Alex Garland, undeniable.
I can't say anything bad about Alex Garland, but I will now say some good stuff about Danny Boyle, who is my MVP. Danny Boyle, I think, is one of the most talented filmmakers since he jumped on with Trainspotting. Trainspotting is a monumental movie. This movie is also a monumental movie, so you don't.
What about Yesterday?
Not monumental. I will.
But what if the Beatles were just they never existed?
What if it 28 days later, but it's not a zombie apocalypse. It's just that the Beatles have been forgotten about.
Brought to you by the Beatles.
Yes, Danny Boyle has kind of done some for hire work. That's not great, but I will stand on a mountaintop and scream that Steve Jobs is one of the best movies of the last 20 years.
Really? Never seen it.
It's so
Fassbender.
good.
Okay, that's not the one with Ashton Kutcher.
No, although I did like that one too.
I haven't seen either one.
Yeah, Seth Rogen as Wozniak, pretty great performance. I think he was nominated for it.
I think he was.
But yeah, Fassbender as Jobs, just absolutely
Man.
killer. That movie make you cry, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you smile, it'll make you sad, and I love Steve Jobs. Very flawed man, but I love him.
Okay.
Based on the Walter Isaacson biography after he passed away, which is also a great book.
Nice.
Rating for our first movie in this soon-to-be trilogy.
Yeah. So I thought about this, and you know, I don't like the way it's shot. I
think you made that very clear.
Well, but like, and you know, like, some people might say, and honestly, maybe I should watch it not on my television. But I'm gonna give it an 8.4.
Wow.
I like it. I think it's.
I mean, it's
8.4 is really good.
Very close to what my score is gonna be.
And I actually was thinking, you know, like 8.6 or something even higher, but you know, like 8.4. It's really good. This movie's really good. It was annoying to look at, and you know, it's not perfect, but it's a really good zombie movie. 8.4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go 8.7.
Wow.
I was blown away by this movie last night. I woke up after watching it, and just could not wait to talk about it. It's so good.
And Brendan Gleeson was there saying, "Don't worry."
I was like, he woke me up from my bad dreams I was having after watching it.
I smelled
at
the
night.
scotch on his breath.
What is that? Pete? Is that Pete? Is that a hint of Pete? What did he say? It helps to tame the fire but sustain the burn.
Yeah, this guy's an alcoholic for sure.
I felt that.
He was just like, I know all kinds of ways to describe.
I had that taste in my mouth again, and I was
the burn, but the sustain.
Really, really fantastic movie. Could not recommend it higher. However, that leads us into next week. We will be covering 28 Weeks Later, which our two MVPs for this movie
are gone.
Have nothing to do with.
Have you seen it?
I bought this movie because I really liked the first one in high school, and I think I watched the first hour of it, and it sucked so hard, in my opinion then. Maybe I'll have a different opinion now. I was so bummed out and never rewatched it.
Wow. Well, this is the reckoning.
Yeah.
Reckoning.
Had a very cool DVD case with the
two
like
colored eyes.
Yeah, and the nuclear symbol and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Very rad. Not a great movie.
Well, that you remember.
That I
but
remember.
We're going to litigate that.
And 28 years later looks like it's going to be an absolute banger.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very, very excited for that. So even if 28 Weeks Later is a disappointment, this movie, 28 Days Later, and hopefully 28 Years Later,
I'm
will
calling
be
28 Years Later a masterpiece right now.
I might too.
I think it's already 5 stars, 8 stars.
I think it might be it has a chance, Chris, to be the highest rated Dark Knight movie that we've covered.
Maybe. I don't know.
What did we give The Brutalist? Did we give that higher than The Dark Knight?
I gave it an 11.
For how long the runtime is?
No,
11 hours?
I mean just pure cinema is what I said.
It is pure cinema.
Yeah, that was the quotes. That was the pull quotes. Pure cinema, he says.
The Brutal Boys have only seen The Brutalist one time, but we will proclaim it as the transcendent movie that it is.
I got 2 posters in my house.
There you go.
Framed.
Absolutely.
Boom! Upside down Statue of Liberty. Signing off. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Chris.